What's going on, fam? It's your man, VACAY-J, and yes, we are back with another live event right here on VACAY-JTV. Super excited. We got to get into this one. This one was crazy for real. A lot going on with Juke, a lot going on with Marv. We got to talk about everything, fam. All right, so we're going to get right into this. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Of course, you know we got A in the building. Let's make this happen. Let's go. Here we are, fam. The new VACAY-J studio. Yo, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? It's your man VACAY-J. We are in the building with a new look, a new everything. Everybody just coming off fresh. That's right. I got my partner in rhyme and crime. You know who she is. Amy V is in the building. What's going on, Amy?
What's going on, Jay? What's up, y'all? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Happy. There's a lot of different days going on today. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to mention any of them, but you know, yeah, salute to everybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to say that. But yes, I'm excited. I'm excited. Why are we excited? Because we are covering, you already know, Raising Kanan, Power Book 3, episode what? Episode 8. Gee, we are almost at 10, eh? It's almost over.
2 episodes left, and they cranked up the heat with this one.
I felt like we just got started, though.
We did. We did.
You know what I'm saying? Before we get into everything, definitely shout out to Brillo, the big review, and Nita the Diva for coming through, hanging out with us, you know what I'm saying, for our live special feature presentation of the fate of Marvin. And yeah, we definitely gonna have them back. Had a good time with them. Definitely had a good time with those snacks too, right? See, your boy was looking out for you. I was looking out for you, right?
I appreciate it.
So absolutely, fam. So you already know how we do. Again, one of my favorite shows. This show has definitely improved since the first season, fam. I mean, the writing has gotten much better. The plot has gotten much better. All the intricate pieces have gotten much better. So absolutely, you already know how we do, fam. What are we gonna do first? What are we gonna do first? We are going to rate the show, right? That's what we're gonna do. Every time we come through, we rate this show. So again, I'm seeing everybody come through. Thank you for coming through. And yes, we're gonna rate the show. So Amy V, what do you rate episode 8 of Raising Kanan?
I gave it a solid 9. I really I gave it a solid 9. There was much, there were things that I didn't like as far as like happenings, but as far as like elements that maybe they got wrong or whatever, no, it was a solid 9.
Solid 9. Okay. I will definitely give it a 9.5. I'm getting closer to a 10 because again, like each and every episode, they keep bringing out more, adding on more unexpected things that we're going to talk about today that we didn't even think about. We couldn't even put that together though. You know what I'm saying? Like we couldn't even think that it would possibly happen, especially what happened at Juke. Like I couldn't even think that that would ever happen. I thought the total opposite was going to happen with her, right?
But with that, we got to give a shout out to Anita the Diva because she she hit that. She didn't hit it that it was going to happen that way. But that was one of the things she said was like Kenya was going to find out about her lifestyle and not be a fan of it. So
definitely shout out to Anita the Diva on that one. I definitely remember even Brillo saying, it's definitely going to be dramatic. And even I said in a couple of streams before, I said, listen, there's something about Kenya. You remember I said there's something about Kenya. There's something undercover about her. You know what I'm saying? Like her past. You know what I mean? And there's a whole lot of discussion going on right now as we speak, fam. So we're going to get into the show. Again, 9.5 for me, 9 for you. And absolutely, let's get right into now talking about the show. So listen, fam, again, before we get started, make sure you do us a favor. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed, right? And also hit those likes for us. All right. Just know also Amy has her own channel as well. So because she has her own channel, make sure you go ahead, subscribe to her channel as well. Her link is definitely on my page. If you go all the way down to the bottom, you see other great channels. Definitely click on her, subscribe, and we keep it moving. All right. So, fam, let's talk about it. I was surprised about this one, that they started the episode with this, but I was glad that they started the episode with this right here. This right here, that Dominic is alive. You know, that was the biggest question. Like, did you believe that he was alive? Were you expecting that?
I thought he was gonna die in the chicken coop. Honestly, I thought he was just gonna, he was gonna bleed out, and that was gonna be that.
Right. That's what I thought too. I mean, I had a feeling that he would kind of survive. Again, I saw the trailer, right? I saw him go in the emergency room, but it doesn't guarantee that he was going to survive. Well,
I guess you could say he didn't.
I mean, they were saying
out of the episode.
I mean, he survived throughout this episode until it was time for him to go, right? That's what he told Sal. He said, Sal, man, they said if I had like one more drop of blood, I would have been out of here, right? So I was surprised that he got that far, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody had a prediction that he was just not going to survive. Even we know Marv was like, he probably dead. He was hoping that he was dead. Right. But we still didn't.
That body come up.
Yeah, right. That's what Unique told him, right? But again, I really didn't think that Marco told Dominic that.
I was gonna say that. Yeah. I was that like where they didn't have that conversation in the last episode. So
right. So it's like, and kind of infer that maybe he did tell him or whatever, but obviously he did tell him, and it was like, whoa, I was surprised that went down, right? All right, so next scene pops up. First we're like, okay, this dude, he in the hospital. Is he gonna survive? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, now let's talk about Rock warns Palomar. Now, y'all know I did a spoiler alert on this, because your girl Rock rolls up on your girl Palomar. I want to know your reaction to this, because I don't think I even heard your reaction, Amy, to this.
For me personally, I was like, and the reason being is because, that double standard, where if this was a male and a young girl, it would have been like total outrage. What, he's a monster. Oh, he's terrible, blah, blah, blah. But when you flip it on the other side, it's like, oh, well, the dude, for a little boy, for, a young man, it's like, oh, he done did something great, or it seems that it's like an accomplishment or some sort of conquest. So to actually see that reaction the same way we would if the script was flipped, I was like, and she used the R word in reference to her. Thank you.
Hey, she rolled up on her. Listen, I heard about you, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not the first time you mess with some young kids, but this is gonna be the last one right here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what she tried to come up. You knew who she was. That's what you said to Kanan. Yeah. I knew who she was before I stepped to you. Why would you even step if you know who she is? Like, I want to know, what was the plan? Family, chime in below. What was the plan for Palomar?
I think it's just like what I said. It just went this way because, Kanan happens to be, her daughter's boyfriend. Is the only reason why that one left, because, traditionally that's seen as a conquest. That's seen as a good thing.
Well, no, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about what was Palomar's mindset when she knew that Kanan was Rock's son and said, I stepped to you anyway. Were you trying to like get in with the family? Were you trying to get in with the business?
I just don't think she thought it would get back to Rock. I really don't. I don't think she thought it would have got back to her.
Yeah, that was a dumb move. Like, that was not smooth on Palomar's part, because it's like, how the queen pin of Queens, okay, runs the street, runs everything, right? How do you not, like, honestly, how do you not figure it out that you're gonna get caught? Because she knows the streets.
Right.
Seriously, fam. Seriously. Like, it don't even make sense to me. You know what I mean? It don't even make sense to me. You know what I mean? Hey, what's going on? Hold on.
It ain't like Kanan was gonna tell. It ain't like Kanan was gonna go tell. Hey,
Kanan
Mom,
ain't
what I did.
Kanan's not gonna tell anything at all. We gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that confrontation. But I want to quickly go ahead, shout out Savannah. What's going on, Savannah? What's good? I appreciate you coming through. Thank you very much for coming through. Thank you very much for the donation as well. I appreciate you. Absolutely. We appreciate you always coming through and definitely shouting us out, you know, showing love, sharing with the likes and everything. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Absolutely. All right. So yeah, like I just didn't think that Palomar really thought it through. Like, how would you not think that the streets don't talk? Like, how did you not even? It just didn't register. She just wanted what she wanted. She was a little horn dog or whatever, and she was like, you know, I'm a woman. I'm gonna get this to you. Here's some Victoria's Secrets with Anita Baker in the background. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, boy. And she laid it on him. She laid it on him that the boy got so whipped. It was like, open the door. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. Okay. So I feel like this episode was like a whole bunch of warnings. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole bunch of warnings, right? So Rock warned Palomar, but then we move on to the next scene where Neek warns Marv.
Yep.
So it's another warning. You know what I'm saying? First it was like, all right, don't mess with my son. Now it's like, yeah, you know, I put 2 and 2 together, Marv. You know what I'm saying? Like you know. Dude, you know, was up in Scarsdale. It was like, yeah, you got some dealings with him. It's like, what? Mom tried to front on Unique, right? Yeah. You try to front and be like, hey, what business do I have with the Italians? And what you remember what Unique said? Unique was like, enough business to get the man killed. You know what I'm saying? Along those lines. So it was like, man, yo, Neek, he knows what he's doing. He's real like menacing though. He's like,
very much.
I know what you did. I know what you did. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So what are your thoughts on that with Unique? What do you think his game is with this whole thing?
Yeah, I think he's being strategic. I was actually really shocked that he didn't tell Sal.
Right.
It shocked me that he played that card very close to his chest.
Yeah.
And you know, so there's definitely some strategy. He has some end game in mind for you know why he's doing this the way he's doing it. I was even like, you know, at the repast when you know they're on, you know, Sal's doorstep, and he's, you know, he just played it like, you know, my condolences, whatever. You know, he played it super chill. That shocked me.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the dude is very, very strategic. He's very like, you know what, I got to play my cards right, because in one way, shape, or form, I'm going to need Rock. I'm going to need Sal. So let me play the middle here. Let me not give up Marv so I can gain something from Rock, gain something from Marv. Let me, you know, kind of like act like I don't know what's going on, Sal, but my condolences, but I got your back. And we see in the next preview that now Sal comes to him to do something as far as concerning Rock. Right. So again, shout out to Joey Badass, because he's doing a hell of a job with Unique as far as his acting shots with Unique. Shout out to him for real. You know what I mean? So, all right. So next scene. Oh boy. Here goes another warning, right? See, again, another warning. We see Scrappy's mom roll up on Kanan at the bus stop.
Yeah.
I mean, she playing some hardcore hip hop. What's your straps in the air? I'm like, yo, what's she listening to? Onyx? Like, what is she? Like, she is like, you know what I mean? She rolled up on Kanan, and Kanan like, yo, you shouldn't be rolling up on people like that, right? Because you could be whatever. I'm sorry. And she warns Kanan, like, talk to your mom, because there's people walking out here, you know, that took out my son. I don't believe my son, you know, was shot, blah, 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 right? And she warns him, like, yo, you better talk to her, and she better do something, or I will. Like, what do you think she's going to do? Because remember, Scrappy's mom is a CI, right? Criminal informant.
Right.
What do you think that she would do?
So the piece about the whole thing with Scrap that is kind of like makes me raise the eyebrow a little bit. They're claiming this to be like a suicide. Okay, so he's, you know, supposedly killed himself.
Yeah.
But he was shot in the back of the head.
Side, like that.
I thought it was
She shot him in the side. She shot him in the side. She shot him like it's like, and he was like, ah. Yeah, she shot him in the side of the head. Okay. But even so, I get your point. I get your point. If it was in the back of the head, then why would you shoot yourself in the back? Why would you shoot yourself in the back of the head?
Yeah, like it just So that whole piece to me, like, didn't you, his mama, didn't you get the autopsy report? Like that would have came to you. Yeah. So that's interesting. But I'm curious if his mother is going to connect it to Rock herself. Like if she find out is how it happened, like that's gonna be explosive.
The only people that know is Marv and Lou, besides her, right? Mm-hmm. Unless there was another crackhead over there, unless there was somebody in the cracks and crevices of the basement where they took them out and they saw what happened and they get back to, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of a reach, but we don't know how that information would get back. You know what I'm saying? I just really want to know, because listen, it looks like being a CI, because remember, we're finding out that Rock is a CI too. Okay, or was, and she's still connected to Howard. We're going to talk about Howard as well and that connection, and nobody's really talking about that. That's what I want to talk about, and I'll talk about that soon. But nobody's really talking about the connection with Howard and Rock, and how really Howard is, if you look at it, he's really a corrupt cop. But we'll get into that. Scrappy's mom is a CI, okay, and she's been working with the cops. She may have found out some stuff from Scrappy about what's going on with Rock that she's holding on. You know what I'm saying? She got it in the pocket. You know what I mean? She got it in the back pocket. Like, I'm going to pull this out when I need to. So if Rock don't do nothing about this and find out who shot my son, I'm going to pull this out my back pocket and give it to and snitch on you, Rock. I'm going to snitch on the snitch. Right. You know what I mean?
But in that, though.
Yes.
So even though Scrap wasn't the, I guess, official CI, if he was still giving information to his mom, that's no better.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if he was giving information to his mom, then Scrappy deserved to get taken out.
Right.
If he wasn't giving information to his mom, and his mom kind of just knew what was going on based on her position. Remember, Scrappy's mom run the card game, the illegal gambling in the basement, right? So she could find out anything from anybody, you know what I'm saying? As far as, she could talk to somebody who's in Rock's organization that's not, totally connected to Rock, but is somehow connected to Rock. So she has an ear to the streets too. You know what I mean? So
that's true.
So, but she is a CI. So I think, all right, I'm gonna make this prediction now. Y'all ready? Here we go. I think that, Rock ain't gonna do nothing because Rock is the one that took out Scrappy. And your girl, Scrappy's mom, is gonna go ahead and pull out something that Scrappy told her about the organization and try to give up Rock somehow, some way. Okay? Give up Rock somehow, some way, if nothing is done with Scrappy. So I'm putting that prediction out there. Y'all write it down. VACAY-J said it. We'll see what happens. Right? Okay. All right. Now, let's talk about the next scene. I feel so sorry for this girl, man. I really, really feel sorry for Laverne, man. And again, we call it Laverne because this is the whole arc. This is the character arc. Right. It goes from Laverne into what we know as Jukebox, right? So Laverne meets the church. Kenya, you a bad mom. You know what I'm saying? Talk to me about your feelings about this whole thing, because I was just, again, we didn't expect it. Didn't expect it at all.
No.
What are your thoughts?
First of all, this is not the church or anything associated with the church. This is some absolute cult behavior. Absolute cult behavior. So it was that piece. And then the deception of it all for me with Kenya was just the worst of the worst. Because here it is. You obviously set this up to Laverne, like, we're going to have like a mother-daughter day, or you're going to come spend the day with me. She didn't go to school, so she can hang out with you. And the whole time you got this set up. And even if giving her the slightest bit of benefit of doubt. Even if you thought, okay, I'm doing this for her best, and you set that intervention up, when they started hitting her, first of all, when they put on the flick, whoa, pause, what we doing?
Yeah.
What is this? What? Okay. Then when they start hitting her, and you jump up like, wait a minute, you didn't say, it was going to be this. You let this man back you down. That was your opportunity to be like, nah, okay, wait, this done went further than I thought it was gonna go. I'm not up for this. But then it made me think, like, especially after Marv made the statement about the basketball player, it kind of made me think, like, okay, maybe this is something she went through with this church, with this cult. So if this was her experience to cleanse her of her sin, then maybe that's why she think it's okay.
Well, I don't think she went through that part as far as the whole hitting, because if she did, she wouldn't have been like, no, don't do that. You didn't say nothing about hitting. You know what I'm saying? You ain't saying nothing about doing it. I don't think she went through that part. She may have went through the whole, cult coming around you like, oh, we're going to pray on you. We're going to put hands on you, whatever the case is, right? But I don't think she was like, okay, yeah, I've been hit before. She would have been like, don't worry about it. It's part of the process. You know what I'm saying? She wouldn't try to stop him. So again, I felt sorry for Juke. Man, like totally unexpected. She was so happy to see her mom. You know what I'm saying? She was rolling up like, yeah, I'm in school. What's going on? We're going to hang out. We're going to go shop. What we going to do? This is going to do the mother-daughter thing, right? And that's what we wanted. That's what we are. She's like, who are these people? Like, why you got the squad up in here? What's wrong? You know what I'm saying? They had the dancers in the back with the white gloves, and they had everybody up in there. And it was like, man,
that was just betrayal. And I think that hurt her more than the whole, incident with Mara, because this was supposed to be a newly created safe space. Like, in one instance, I've lost one parent. Now I've gained this other one who I haven't seen. I have this opportunity to build something, to establish something, and you was plotting behind my back. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, you this was planned. You plotted this behind my back.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I'll say, you know what? This is what I would say. I'll say that Kenya allowing that to happen was just a next deeper level of pain. What Marv did was like the first level of betrayal from a parent. You know what I'm saying? You almost choke your daughter out. You're bugging, bro. Like, you fighting your daughter. You're destroying stuff. That was just like level 1. Then you get to Kenya. It's like level 5 of pain. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a whole jump up. You know what I mean? Because remember, she's still dealing with the thought of, she did leave me, but now she's accepting me, and now she's bringing me back, and now she's giving me all this warmth, and all these warm people turn around. They not even the warm people at all.
Yeah. But then I think the cherry on top is, you don't accept me for who I am. You think something is wrong with me.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
The whole piece of you're not being who you're supposed to be. I am who I'm supposed to be.
No, she said you're not being who God wants you to be.
She said that after. She was like, I am who I'm supposed to be. Then she said that. So it's like, this whole time, you don't even see me. None of this is about me.
Yeah. Man, I was upset about that part. Like, I was totally disturbed about that part right there. I was like, man, how could you, like, seriously? Like, this is who you've become, Kenya. Like, at this time, that you felt that it was necessary for you to do this. I just want to know. And again, we was talking about this with somebody else. I want to know, and give me your thoughts. How do you think that Kenya got the inkling or the idea that Laverne was lesbian? Like, you know what I'm saying? How do you think that came about? You know what I'm saying? I have my thoughts, but I want to hear your thoughts first.
Maybe from her mannerisms, because she was pretty tomboyish. So maybe from her mannerisms. There is no conversation from this teenage girl to her mother about a boy that she likes. There's nothing. And then even when they run
wait, about that, she went out on a date with Corey.
That was after the fact. So think about prior to that, when they talking and they sitting out when they were at the what store, Lord and Taylor.
Okay.
When they're at the store, like all of this stuff that's happening, there's no conversation about a boy that she like. And normally for teenage girls, that's heterosexual teenage girls, that's what you talk about. This boy likes me, or that boy is cute. And then the awkwardness when she sees, the boys in the street, that awkwardness there. And then his reference, like, oh, who thought jukebox looks good? Looks good. That whole thing. So as a mother, you can, as a parent, as a person, you kind of just get that hunch, like, something ain't right. So
something different about her.
Yeah, something different about this. Okay. So I think it was probably that behavior, some stuff that kind of maybe led her into it. And just like Laverne researched Kenya, I'm sure Kenya did her research on Laverne.
Yeah, I mean, it's just bad. It was all bad.
Very bad.
It was just all bad. Okay. Next scene. Let's move forward. Next scene. Your boy Lou rushes DJ Mo, whatever his name is, the radio dude. The radio rushes the dude. The dude looking in the mirror, looking at himself. He think he look good or whatever. And they roll up on like, yo, where's my song at? Yo, we pay you money. Where's my song? He's like, yeah, we get it with the appetite, blah, 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 blah. Your girl Ziza, she a little bit bold. You know what I mean? She just be stepping up or whatever. But she know Marv got the strap. She knows she's well protected. Cartier and him. Like, she a little bit real like, where my song? When you gonna play my song? Right? Put the strap in the mouth. Like, you better play my song. You know what I'm saying? He try to flirt with the artist. Tell her, yo, come on up. I need some convincing. He's like, what? Is this convincing? Like, and she started laughing like,
yeah.
Like
I think that was a turn on for her.
I think it was. I think she just likes the gangster dudes. You know what I'm saying? I think she's just into the gangster dudes. But Lou, he's just bad choice in women. Like he just got bad choices in women. Period. Like
he seems to be on a trend of bad choices.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. He's just on like, hey, Jessica, oh, you gonna sleep with this guy? Oh, this girl. I don't know. Maybe he got a thing for Spanish girl. Who knows? All right. We talked about Laverne being tortured. We talked about that. All right. Let's talk about Cartier's organization crumbling right before Rock's eyes. All right. So you remember he was on the phone. They was at their favorite restaurant. Mm-hmm. She's looking good as usual, Rock. You know what I'm saying? And Cartier talking to Tremont. Okay. Abraham's locked up, got caught with possession, firearm, whatever. Okay. He's locked up down south. So they call him like, yo, man, can you call your lawyers or whatever? He's like, yeah, my lawyer's out of town, blah, blah, blah. So, Cartier, he's on some like, yeah, they need to know the position, organizational chart, and, they got to come to me and blah, 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 blah. He's just constantly talking, boasting and bragging and right in front of Rock, you know what I'm saying? And she listening with her eyes all big, like, I'm listening, I'm soaking it all in. But what do you think about his organization? What do you think about this?
I interpreted her reaction to be a little bit different. Oh, I think my thing with Cartier, I think his organization, while he doing some things, he got some stuff, but I think he's painting a bigger picture than what it is. Right? I don't think it's so falling apart. I don't necessarily think that, I wouldn't necessarily say it's falling apart. I think it's being exposed for, what it is. And it's not obviously it's not a very tight, very well-run organization. You got all this stuff going on. Right. But I think it's an opportunity for Rock for what she wants to do. But I think what I read on her face is just like, what? Whatever. I think she's so annoyed. I think she's going to get so annoyed by dude that it's not going to even be worth dealing with.
Yeah, I think that again, she's just soaking up everything. She is just like, all right, I'm hearing what this dude is doing. his organization does not respect him. And the reason why they don't respect Cartier, here we go. Don't respect Cartier is because Cartier is such like he's an arrogant boss. You know what I'm saying? He's not like a boss that's like, hey, good job. You know what I'm saying? Let's make this happen. He's the guy like, yo, if it ain't for me, you wouldn't exist. You wouldn't have money. You wouldn't have this. You know what I'm saying? He's like one of those types of bosses that you don't want to like be connected with. Right. So I'm just like, man, listen, like she like, I'm not going to be in her mind. She's like, I'm not going to be like this guy. As far as running the organization, I'm not going to be like this guy. Yeah, I'm going to wash my money. Right. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wash my money the same way he's doing it. But I'm not going to be like this guy. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, yeah, I got some stuff in front of me that I really need to take care of. You know what I mean? Like he getting some skins. Like he getting some from Rock. He ain't getting nothing from Rock.
Not at all.
He ain't getting nothing from Rock. You know what I mean? And Rock is just like, man, come on, man. I ain't even messing with you like that. You know what I mean? Not even messing with you like that. So, honestly, do you think that he's gonna get some in the end? No. He gonna get none?
No, not from her. Nah.
Okay.
He'll get a swift kick in his nuts, if anything.
Okay. Swift kick in his nuts. Okay. Right. Okay. So let's talk about Burke, right? Burke finally getting told to mind your big head ass business. Sit down, Burke. What is wrong with you? Why you dipping in this? And you know Howard set that up. You know, Howard went in there. He was like, yo, man, she overstepping, blah, 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 blah. Like, honestly, you need to do something about it. Oh, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. Like,
she absolutely doing too much.
But then turn around, she didn't stop. She went to Rock in the grocery store.
Right.
Like, what is wrong with you?
Like, she itching for it. Like, she owns something. Like, she owns something. Like, I don't understand it. Like,
yeah.
What are you hoping to find?
Yeah.
At this point, because it's not about a shooter anymore. So what are you hoping to find on Howard? What are you really looking for?
You know what I think it is? I think that it was a rabbit hole. You know how we go down the rabbit hole, right? You know how we get on YouTube or whatever, TikTok, whatever, and we just go and we scroll and we get that dopamine every time. We just like, we just scrolling. I think she is just getting so much information. She's like, this is interesting. Oh my God, he's hiding this from me. He's hiding that from me. So she's going down the rabbit hole.
But can't stop. The thing. Hiding what from you? Nobody owes you an explanation.
Right.
Like, you going into, his records from when he was a UC. Like, what are you doing?
You remember
how is that relevant? Why is that relevant?
Right. You remember what her father said though? Her father said, listen, your partner shouldn't be hiding anything from you. You shouldn't be hiding anything from your father, from your partner. You guys should know each other. So I think she took that literally, and she's just like going down that rabbit hole deeper and deeper and deeper. And maybe she's getting to the point where she might try to expose your boy. And that's why Howard went in there on some like, yo, she overstepping, because like he the captain, right? He wasn't always the captain.
Right.
So I think they go way back. I think the captain and Howard go way back. Like, yo, what I was doing back in the day. I was undercover because you was probably a cop just like me before you became captain.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So she need to be sat down. So that's why he's sitting her down like, mind your daggone business. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think that she knows that it was, Howard, the reason she having this conversation with the captain? Because she was like, she sat down like it wasn't about overtime.
Right. She may have an idea, but she doesn't know. She doesn't know. I don't think she'll figure that out. I don't think that's swift like that. She's smart. But what was interesting? Here's the interesting part, right? When Howard went to the captain, right? When he went to the captain and told him what was going on, the captain told Howard, yo, Burke got her own problems going on. Because remember that girl that OD'd on the Upper East Side or whatever. You know, now her father's getting involved. If you remember from the last episode, Howard went to go see Nicole's father. So what did Howard do strategically to put it in Nicole's father's brain that Burke was the one preying on young women and giving them product? Because that's what Howard did. So when the captain was like, yeah, now her father's getting involved. And remember, her father was like, oh, everything's cool, everything, you know, it's chill, you know, I love you, Laverne.
Yeah.
Right? But then turn around, now the father wants to get involved more and now wants to press on Burke. So I think Howard says something to Nicole's father to make him now get back into now, oh, Burke is in trouble. Burke, we heard about Burke preying on young women. So he's trying to take, Howard has found out what's going on as far as Burke trying to get in his business. And now he's trying to back off. And, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. Okay. All right. Now let's talk about it. Okay. So we know that Rock made a call down to, again, this part right here. We need to talk about this because this is letting us know the reach that Rock has. Okay. And when I say the reach, I'm talking about she has connections within the police. All right. Period. Remember, they said it was a 17-year-old CI, right? Now we assume that it was Rock. And I believe it's Rock because for Howard to be connected with Rock this way, right? For Howard to break out famous from the jail, knew that there was money in the bag. I figured it was yours, so here's the money back. You know what I'm saying? I told her. For him to be playing along like this, yeah, she was the CI. So for her to make a call down to, what was it, Maryland or something like that, and she's like, yeah, you know, Abraham, he got pinched, possession. Yeah, I need you to get him out for me. Yeah, do that for me. And then she was like, I gotta go because Kanan was walking up to the house so she could show him the house.
Right.
We need to talk about that because people are saying, hey, she is a CI. People are saying that she's, you know, like a terrible, terrible person because she's now the queen pin, but still she was snitching on other dealers out there.
So I don't necessarily disagree with that. And what kind of comes to my mind with that is, remember that movie, The Departed?
Okay.
So remember how it was all of these rats, everybody, they're trying to figure out who's the rat. And the biggest rat was Jack Nicholson himself. Like the dude that's over everything is the biggest rat. So that's kind of what I thought about. Like that probably didn't go away. And that's to some degree how she's kind of stayed clean for so long. So I don't think it's that far-fetched to think that she's not still a CI.
Yeah. Dang, still a CI. I don't know about still a CI. I don't know if she like fully CI, right? I think her connection to Howard, right, through those years, the years of her being with Howard and then having a baby with Howard and the whole nine, right? I think through those years, she probably was connected to other officers or other people, or she has connections in other places, right? So through that, and then she became who she became now. Now, again, we talked about this with Brillo and with Nita, right? We talked about how Rock stepped in because Marvin went to jail, and then she became who she became, right? So again, before all of that happened, she was Howard's little CI girlfriend / baby mama, right? So yeah, she's well connected, and that's gonna be a problem. That's gonna be a problem. Once the streets find out that she's a snitch, that's gonna be a major problem. That's gonna be a major problem. Okay. So let's talk about this, right? Your boy pops up. He took the bus. He ain't too happy. She's happy to see him. She wants to show him the house. They walk in the house, right? And he's like, yeah, this is our house. This is our house. He's like, nah, this is your house. You know what I'm saying? South side is all good for me. Right? So she's all happy. This is the payoff, son. This is the payoff. And your boy finally approaches and confronts Rock like, yo, what you say to Palomar, yo? I'm like, what? You coming at your moms like that? For real? What you say to Palomar? You know what I'm saying? Well, why you talk to Palomar like that, right? And she's like, that's what I'm supposed to do. I ain't supposed to tell you nothing, right? And he's really upset about it because they're like, yo, we supposed to be telling each other the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, this is what he said about Palomar. He said, I ain't want her to do something to me that I didn't want her to do. You know what I mean? Like, I'm 16 years old, but she a grown woman and I wanted her to mess around with me. But in Kanan's head, it's not wrong. You know, to us, we know like this grown woman should not be preying on this young man right here, period. Or any person, right? But she's on some like, yeah, boy, you know, we supposed to be telling each other the truth. He's like, yeah, we are. So she's like, don't dance around it, son. Don't dance around it. Let me know you got something on your mind. Right. Like, talk to me. Talk to me. What you gonna say?
Still don't do it.
And he still didn't say nothing. He said, yeah, nice house, right? House is nice. Then he walked out.
You know what I liked, I liked the way she responded to him when he says, you know, she didn't do anything that I didn't want to happen. And she told him, you know, you feel like that now, but you might not feel like that later. You know, like you thinking with a child's mind. And, you know, when you become a man, you may see this differently.
Maybe. But again, as you said, you know, conquer, you know, back then it was like, okay, well, you know, the word back then is, you know, how many shorties you got, right? That was it. That was, you know, that's with most men, right? Like how many shorties you got? Oh, word you got with shorty like this, or you got with this one and that one and this one. Oh, okay. It's like a conquering thing. It's like a, you know, king of the jungle type of thing. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's exactly how he's thinking. He's thinking like a young kid. Like, yeah, well, you know, I'm gonna get with this girl, get with that girl, and I got with an older girl, so he could tell a story to his boys, right? And with her, she's like, listen, you my son, you too young for all of this. Nah, it's not going down. She's too old. Like, she shouldn't have been doing none of that stuff because, like, yeah, it's wrong. Period. Wrong. Okay. But again, he's like, yo, we supposed to be telling each other the truth. And she is the master manipulator. At the same time, your boy Kanan is being very strategic as what he says and what he doesn't say. He's not falling into her trap. Because she wants him to explain, but she's not going to explain anything. She's not going to expose anything, but she wants him to expose it, but he didn't. So he played his cards right. Right? So now let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about Sal finding out what happened to Marco, or who was with Marco. That's what he finds out, right? Okay. Now he's upset. We know this. He's like, dang, Dominic, I told him to sit down. Before that, he's like, shoot it up for Marco. He's like, yeah, I'm going to kill him. This guy, whoever the guy is, I don't know his name, but shout out to him because he's doing a pretty good job playing a mafia, you know, Italian mafia boss. You know, he's doing pretty good. You know, he got the look too. You know, I don't know who he is, but we'll find out.
So he got the look too.
He does. He looks like an Italian mob dude. You know what I'm saying? It's Uncle Vinny cousin. You know what I mean? But
Uncle Vinny cousin. Stupid.
So Sal finds out about Dominic, right? And again, he's pissed off. He's like, man, we know that Dominic was supposed to sit down. Now I remember you said, yeah, I think they killed him from the Catskill episode, right?
Right.
And I was like, nah. They don't do that. They just sit him down. Marco pulled him out from the bench to do this job that got bossed up by Dominic, right? And that's why Sal is upset. Sal is like, man, this clumsy mother. You know what I mean? Like, I would feel the same way. Like my son died, and you just
incompetent, right?
You happen. He doesn't even know that he's the one that actually pulled the trigger. Sal doesn't even know that, right? He has no idea that it was Dominic that killed his own son. But he thinks it was just like, oh, you know, got messed up, and he didn't tell him anything, right? Didn't tell him anything. Your girl is burning up the clothes. She's burning up the clothes. I would too. But this is the perfect timing, right? Perfect timing for Marv to come and be the daddy that he needs to be.
Yeah.
Right. You know, it's clear she's upset. I'm upset for you, Juke. I'm upset for you.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's just inexcusable. It's like it's no reason for that. Like, come on.
I'm upset for Juke. You know what I mean? But this is what changes Laverne into Juke. You heard what 50 said. He was like, yo, they ask me all the time, you know, how did Juke get so cold-blooded? He's like, that's not my business to tell. But this one right here, with her getting hit on the hand and being betrayed by her mom like this, and got these grown men holding her down, that's another part that I was just like, dog, get off of her. I'm yelling at the TV like, get off of her. Why are you holding this girl down? You know what I'm saying? Get off of her. Like, that's my little sister. You know what I'm saying? She my little sister. You know what I mean? I could, yeah. Okay, let's keep it moving. But yeah, this is the perfect time for Ma to come through. Your boy don't got a place to stay. He out on the street. But here comes Sal talking to Dominic. All right, man. Yeah, you a soldier. He gassing him up, trying to make him feel good, right? You know. So you know, what happened? Oh, yeah, got messed up. Da 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 da. You know, I'm a loyal soldier. I died for you, Sal. Yeah. Now tell me who's the one that put you guys on this job? And he's like, who do you think? Dominic's stupid. Who do you think? If I knew, I wouldn't have asked you, bonehead, right? So he tells him the Brillo, what he said, the Brillo head guy, the
Brillo head.
The guy with the Brillo on top of his head, just say it with the flat top. He didn't even say flat top. He said whatever. But yeah, Sal is pissed. Like, yo, get the queen, get the end queen, right? Like, I was like, dang, get the end queen and get the this and the that, and tell him we're gonna meet ourselves. But this guy is not gonna see the light of day. Talking about Dominic, he's not gonna see the light. He's done. He's done, right? And he had to be done. Like, you know, he's like, you should have shot in the casket. He's like, give me another chance. Like, no, because this is the same dude.
I keep fumbling it. No.
It's not even just, I think that's Sal, man. Sal just got the worst dudes around him, y'all.
When we get to it, you know, we had a conversation after we watched it about that one thing. So yes, you are dead on with that.
And you know we're gonna break it down. You already know we're gonna break it down once we get there. This guy right here, though, it's like, to me, he's like maybe like 3 steps up from Dominic. Okay, but he's still a buffoon too. Like, he got the worst.
Where you find these people? You know, this ain't even henchmen or us. What is this?
Henchmen or us, right. Like,
where you finding these people?
That's the worst shooters. Like, where did you learn how to shoot? Like, y'all don't know what y'all doing. Like, for real. Like, go somewhere. Your boy need a place to stay, and he goes and stays with his father. I need a place to stay. He's looking around like, he just goes inside. All right. They go ahead and take your boy out. Bye, Dominic. We were waiting for you to go. You should have went a long time ago. But this is well-deserved, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You let me know, guys. Drop your comments below. Let me know if this was well-deserved. Like, dude needed to go from the first time he was making racial slurs to me. You know what I'm saying? But he had to go. Okay? He's gone. Oh, Rock. Do you feel sorry for Rock? She in there looking at her son's bed. He ain't there. I mean, come on. She the one that worked so hard to make a house a home. I mean, look. Come on, man. Your man's got the Apple Macintosh, the first Apple computer sitting on a. Come on, man. Like, he got it made, B.
I mean, she's still a mom. She's still a mom. Granted, the choices that she's making are not good, but she's still a mom. And in her mind, I think in the grand scheme of things, in her mind, she really is doing it for him.
She is.
To set him up. So, you know, as a mother, that does, when you feel like I'm doing my best, I'm doing all of this ultimately for you, and this is the thanks I get. This is what I'm getting in return for that. So, you know, the mom in me is like, oh, I get it, but you know, you said at the camping ground that y'all wanted to be honest, and you ain't really doing that.
You ain't
coming up to your end of it.
She ain't being honest. She's not being forthcoming with information. She's being as strategic with her son as far as information as she is with the game.
Yeah.
With the game. Period. You know what I'm saying? Like she's just not moving properly, and she's gonna lose her relationship with Kanan because of that.
Yeah.
Like for him to actually be like, yo, I'm out of here, and Juke was like, you're gonna need some drawers, man, because you don't know how to do laundry. I thought that was funny too. You're gonna need drawers, man, because you don't know how to do no laundry, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And what she said? She said Famous living like a crackhead, man. You know what I'm saying? Juke is funny, right? So, we feel bad for Rock. You know what I mean? Like everything she's working for is for him to take over for everything. And I think really she has to sit in it. You know what I mean? For everything that you do, every mistake that you make, everything that you do, there's a consequence to it, right? You're free to do whatever you want to do. You're not free from the consequences of it.
Yep.
So for her to lie to Kanan, and we see this like later on in the episode, Kanan finally seeing the truth,
right?
As far as the paperwork, right? That that Famous was like, yeah, I was looking in the bag because I was going to do some homework. Like, man, you ain't been in school.
No homework.
Little Snoop, you know what I mean? You ain't been to school for 2 weeks. Now you want to do homework, bro? Oh, you got daddy papers. What you doing with daddy papers? You got daddy papers, and yeah, you already know DEFCON's your dad. Like, who's MH? You know what I'm saying? Like, he all up in his business. Let's talk about this right here. Man, this was touching. It was touching on many levels. You know what I mean? Talk to me about this. What is your impression as far as what's going on, Marvin being there for Juke, this whole conversation? Like, talk to me. What are your thoughts on this?
I think it was, he knew not specifically how things would play out, but he knew this wasn't going to end well. Right? And so I'm glad that in knowing that, he positioned himself to be there to catch Juke when it fell.
Yeah.
When the net broke, he positioned himself to be there to catch her. You know what I mean? So that was that. And yeah, there are still some things that need to be mended between the two of them. But he's still showing her, like, through my mistakes, through the things I did wrong, I was the one who was here. I'm the one that's still here. Like, you still my daughter, and I got your back.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, I'm still your dad.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, while Kenya, could have been a good mother, she had an opportunity. She had a great opportunity.
Yeah.
She just was too deep into this cult thing, you know what I mean? And too deep into, and again, this is probably some things that needs to be talked about, but it's not really talked about. How, some people are led by some people that they should not be led by. You know what I'm saying? How they're kind of blinded by, good intentions or whatever. And that's kind of what, shout out to all the church folks out there. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all in all different ways. You know what I'm saying? So this right here does not represent what you guys represent. I'm just going to say that up front, but this is just some things that happen, and this is part of the story. So please don't take offense if we talk about church. This is not general. We're not generalizing anything, just to be upfront with y'all. All right. But, sometimes, there's some folks out there who are blindly following, people's rules. It's not God. It's not even godly. It's not even biblical. It's like man-made rules that are being now applied in churches and places, and people are suffering from that. Or people are being blinded from that, or people are being, there's so many other things. But anyway, let's go back to the story. Let's talk about how Mom, she's like, she's a sinner. It's like, what? Like, what's the contradiction? Let's talk about the contradiction coming out of Kenya's mouth, right? You want to talk about that?
Yeah, so you're condemning her for the way she's choosing to live your life, but is it okay that you ran off and see? And that's one of the openings. You ran off, so we thought you ran off to go chase a music career.
You got the truth.
Right. The truth is, you didn't leave chasing music. You left chasing another dude who you obviously thought was better, or had more than Mark. So you up and left your kid chasing another man.
Crazy.
Crazy. Like, and how, who, so ultimately, who are you to turn your nose up at her?
Right. Marv made the greatest point. Like he laid it down, and he laid it down in a masterful way. He didn't lay it down in an angry, like, I'm gonna kill you type of way. He laid it down, very intellectually. Like, listen, how are you going to try to cast anything out of her when you got your own demons, right? How are you going to what the pot calling the kettle black, right?
Absolutely.
How you gonna be that person and then find yourself to be helping her, but you hurting her? You physically hurting her, you're emotionally hurting her, you're mentally, right? You're spiritually hurting her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know her. You know what I'm saying? So while you may thought or think because she dressed like a boy and because she had the mannerisms and everything else like that, you think that she's living this type of lifestyle when she's not. She just had one little experience with Nicole last season. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that she is all the way, loving women. You know what I'm saying? She obviously went out with this boy. You know what I'm saying? She obviously is trying to find herself at the age that she is. So you don't know her, Ken. You don't know her. You know what I mean? Marvin knows his daughter, okay? Yeah. And he may not express it correctly. I salute to Marvin, period, okay? Because he stepped up as a father. And I was proud of that moment, but she slapped the taste out of his mouth.
and in that moment, Jew came to his rescue. So I like that.
Yes.
I like the tag team of defense. So here he is defending her.
Yeah.
And standing up for her.
Yeah.
And then she knows Marv got these anger issues. Yeah, he's taking his classes or whatever, but he's subject to pop off.
But even that, with that being said, I think it was more so on she didn't want her daddy to be hurt.
Yeah.
And she saw the slap and she said, "Daddy," and got out of the car and ran over to him. You know what I'm saying? Ran over to him like, "You okay?"
Yeah.
Like, I see you trying to defend me. I see you trying to go, and scream on her for letting her do what these men did to me. Let me go, daddy, right? As soon as that came, I was like, oh, shoot, she called him daddy. She's like, I love you. I love you. She's like, you don't love me. You know what I'm saying? And then what she said was kind of prolific, right? I said prolific, right? What she said, y'all seen the show. You know what I mean? Like, what she said was very interesting. You know what I mean? Like, the stuff you swallow before you die, all of that. That whole line was I'm just gonna say it was very interesting. All right, what she said. And she like, I love you. Like, no, you don't. She know how to cry. I mean, shout out to Haley, man. Haley doing her thing. Okay, let's talk about these terrible dry toast.
That's all I got. So that's what you're gonna eat.
That's all I got.
Is that in a parental line? I don't know what it is.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Shout out to the writers, because that's how it was. This all I got. This what you're gonna eat. That's it. You know what I mean? This ain't McDonald's. You're gonna eat what I got. All right. Ain't nobody gonna make nothing else. But these dry ass toast. You like. That's why you need that glass of orange juice, because
you have to watch this. Damn, man, that's some burnt experience right there.
Yo, that's burnt toast. He gave him burnt toast. And it don't look like there's butter on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, what type of daddy?
Like, bro, you can't make toast. Something wrong.
He's probably like, man, my throat is dry. I can't even talk because the toast is so dry, right? So anyway, he's like, yo, I ain't want to press you when you came through, but you seem a little shook. And he was like, yeah, I needed a place to stay. He was like, why didn't you stay with your mom's? He's like, yo, because she's there. He's like, oh, shoot. So, Howard is seeing that there's definitely some breakdown going on with all of this. And he's just doing what he got to do. So he went out the back. He was like, all right. You know what I mean? I like how Howard is kind of handling it. He's not really pressing Kanan to be like, yo, tell me what's going on. Tell me what's going on. Tell me what's going on. I'm trying to be a father. I'm trying to be a father. He ain't pressing it. He's letting it go at the pace that it needs to go.
Right. Which he established that from the beginning. Yeah. Like, I'm not jumping in playing, daddy dearest. Like, we're not doing that. So. So here she go.
Man, listen, she dissed her hard. She dissed her hard. She was like, yeah, you got a connection, you and Harren, right? Not minding her business. She was like, you know what? That little strand of something on your head is the best thing you got. And it ain't even that good. Like her hair. She's saying like her hair is nice, but it's not. Like she dissed her right there. She's like, I need my apples. I need my apple crust because I'm about to make a pie. Get out my face. Right? Dissed her.
Crazy.
All right, so here's the part that you love, right? You love this part. You was touched by this part. I think a lot of people was touched by this part. You know what I mean? And he was trying to talk to her. He's asking, all right? She's like, nah, this is not the day for us to try to talk about us. I'm still trying to get over what just happened, right? And she's about to leave, and he's like, all right, he was choking. He was trying to say, I like it because he was trying. That's why I like Marv. Marv is not perfect. He's like a lot of us in this world. He's not perfect, but he's trying to be the best person that he can be. You know what I mean? And he's letting them know, hey, sometimes the words don't come out right. Sometimes people sound like they angry. The tone sounds like we're angry, but we're really not. And she's seeing that he's trying. That's why she got a little smirk on her face. What do you think about this? Talk to me.
I think this was that stepping stone moment, and he didn't push it when she said, this ain't the moment. He backed off of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So recognizing, it's gonna have to happen on her terms and in her time, not his.
Right.
But the door has been opened. So yeah, I just gotta take some baby steps walking through it.
Right. Right. Yeah. And then he messed up, or almost messed up. She's like, all right, I gotta go. He's like, all right, I'm gonna hit you. He's like, oh dang. You don't say I'm gonna hit you, bro. Like, but she did give him a pound though. You know what I mean? Yeah. She gave him a pound, like, all right, I see you trying, bro. I see you working on it. You know what I mean? He's like, dang, why did I say that? The girl, I hit the girl, almost strained the girl. Then she got hit by this cult. You know what I'm saying? I'll call you later. I'll call you later, Joe. I'll call you later. But this right here, this let me know. Once I saw this, I knew that somebody was watching Marv, and it was the goons, the non-shooting, don't know how to shoot nothing goons.
Idiots.
Right.
Idiots.
Right. So we saw this part, Rock love you. Here's the drawers, all of that, right? All right, so let's talk about this real quick. They like, all right, so what? Okay, Sal wants to meet with me alone. What is this about? Ask Marv. He like, he almost spit his soda out. Checking out, he got that old school Coca-Cola can right there. He's like, yeah, we don't really know for sure. He's like, all right, what happened? Yeah, he's like, we know what Sal want to talk to her about. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what happened in Scarsdale? And then they finally come down to like, yeah, that was, look at her eyes. She's like, what? That was Sal's son, Marco, that got hit. And she's like, no. And I know she was just like, man, Marv messed up again. Because we haven't seen Marv. Yeah, first season, Marv was just tripping, just doing stuff. And she was just correcting them. But we haven't seen him do something crazy like this in a while and botch up something. But it wasn't even his fault. It wasn't his fault. You know what I mean? He just gave do a job, paying him $5,000. But notice how they put Marv like the dunce chair in the corner. You remember the dunce chair in class? He's in the dunce chair. He's in the corner right now. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep going. Your boy looking at the daddy papers. He's like, man, that's my dad, right? Boom. Sal sits down with Rock. And he's like, listen, your son, your brother gotta go. You know what I'm saying? My son, I suffered this terrible loss, and this is balance. She's like, that ain't balance. You know what I'm saying? Your son's a freaking idiot. Like, you know what I'm saying? My brother gave him a job. He got me botched up. Your son got shot. That's not my loss. Your loss is not my loss, son. I'm not killing my brother. Like, you get out of here. He's like, you always this tough. Why you always gonna be this tough bro? And she flipped it on him. You remember what she said?
Yeah, she was like, basically, it ain't about y'all. Like, this is me.
Right.
And I'm not trying to be a dude. It ain't trying to, impress a dude. It ain't none of that. Like, this is what this is.
She's like, it's not about your little wiener. It's not about that. You know what I'm saying? It's just me flexing. This is me. You know what I mean? Like, my condolences to your family, B. she's like, just like y'all to think it's about you. You know what I'm saying? And he was taken aback. Right? Here we go. I'm so mad at this right here. I'm like, if it ain't the Italians botching stuff up, we got Lou botching stuff up, right? You gonna kill Crown and just throw him in the river? Like, he's not gonna float up?
Pop up.
Help me understand, family. Chime in below. Let me know, like, what was Lou thinking that to just drop him in the river? Help me out.
He was thinking about Caesar.
Help me out. He was thinking about Caesar.
Because remember, she was there. Caesar. What we gonna do?
Caesar.
Well, he just ain't thinking with the right head.
Again, as I said, you know, as I said in my group, I said, you know, he should have did like the old school Italians. He should have put cement. I don't know where they're gonna find cement, but he should have took cement, put it on his feet, then throw him in the river. So then he'll float down to the bottom and stay at the bottom of the river. He won't be floating around the river, and then they find him, and then they found him. And then on top of that, they find the card, the record label card in the back of his pants. Terrible job. Terrible job. Terrible. Do you think that's gonna come back to bite Lou?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
But he's co-owner. I mean, you know, what are they really gonna say? You know what I'm saying?
So like when they start pressing and asking questions, when was the last time? And then not to mention, no, he strangled him with a cord. So, but if he touched him, and if he touched him, if they didn't wear gloves, moving his body and bagging him up, his print still on him.
How they gonna get prints? He was in the river. Ain't no prints. You ain't getting no prints on the river.
Man.
Come on, you need to watch some CSI stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like the princes that
listen, it's gonna be you something. You left something behind.
Yeah, they're gonna find prints on him. He just came out the river. That's my sister, y'all. You know, it's all good. It's all good. Okay. So anyway, yeah, I think that's gonna come back to bite him, some way, somehow. And I don't know how it's gonna really do. You know, he said he was on vacation, so he don't really know where it is. He got an alibi. He was with Ziza. That's my alibi. I was with Ziza. We was having sex with him. Okay.
Hold up.
Now let's get to it. Let's wrap it up. Your boy Marv rolls up on Miss Renee. Scares the living daylights out of her. Hey, Miss Renee, it's late, right? He's like, hey, you know, I just want to holler at you, you know, I want to tell you something good. Me and my daughter kind of talking again, you know, I want to tell you what's happening, you know. And he's correcting himself. He's not cursing, right? Mm-hmm. He's really, and she's like, I'm happy to see you. I'm happy to see you, right? You know, she's happy to see you. You know, she's feeling your boy. And yeah, she turns around and said, you know what? You deserve the good things. Do you understand that, right? You deserve the best, the good stuff. I was like, was she flirting with him? You know what I mean? You deserve the good stuff. Like, I got the good. She like, I got the good stuff.
I don't think she meant that.
I think she did. I think she was like, yeah, I got the good stuff. I've been waiting so long for your mom.
Oh my Lord.
But look at her face. Come on. Look at her face. She's like, she real serious. She's like, you deserve the good stuff, son. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you gotta come on. And he was like, oh shoot. Like he was just about to touch her. And then here come
the goons.
Hey Marv. Why the heck did you
that part?
Go ahead.
Do you oh my God. If the point is to take this man out, how do you call his name, get his attention, and then expect him not to, you know what I'm saying, maneuver? And then like just the way they was shooting, just looked like they was shooting all over the place. Like and then, you know, dipped off and ran. Y'all in cars, you couldn't have drove. You done drove and stalked the man.
Yes.
But you gonna get out and shoot on foot? What?
Well, again, first off, you see, hey Marv, they both are looking at who said, hey, Marv. That's number one. That's why I caught this pic right here. You see her looking directly at the dudes. He's looking at the dudes too, right?
Right.
Second, they don't got no face mask on. Nothing. All right. It's not broad daylight, but you know what? He just rolled up on him, right? They shoot. They're like what? Maybe 5 feet away. Like 5 feet away from him. Okay. They shoot. They go down and then they run off. So, like I was saying before, they are the worst assassins. They're not assassins.
They're the worst.
They're just I don't know what to call them, but they 2 shots to the body, 1 to the head. Remember that from the first season? That's what Rock told Kanan to do to Howard. They don't even know if Marv is dead or not. They just and then Marv and Renee went down. Now, again, they don't know that Marv is done. They just see bodies drop, right? So
because we don't even see bodies drop.
We see bodies drop. If you look back, you'll see them go down. So they went down, like to cover themselves or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I know he went like I saw a glimpse of him kind of like trying to cover her.
I was thinking that.
Yeah, but they both went down to the ground. So once they went down to the ground, then they just ran off like little kids, like, hey, we shot him. Right. And it was like, you don't know that he's gone or not. And I think that's how they set it up, where it's like we don't know if Marv is gone or not. Yeah. So let's talk about it real quick. What do you think? Family, drop your comments below. What's good? I see the fam came through. That's what's up. What do you think, Amy? Do you think that Marvin is dead?
Yep.
Oh, you think Marvin's dead?
Yep.
What makes you think that Marvin is dead?
Just, I don't know. There has to be some event to just this. I mean, it's already going to be turned up if he's not. It's already going to be turned up because the Italians put they tried to hit Marv after after the conversation with that Sal had with Rock. So, but if it really becomes a death for a death, it's gonna really be crazy. And I think having the reason, see, it's just like little things. So, so Laverne, she tells Marv, I want to have this conversation right now.
Right. He
dies. They never get to have that conversation. So now on top of everything she's dealing with, now we're going to throw some guilt in the mix. So it's like, I just kind of feel like, as our friend Brillo says, got his water, got his faucet cut off.
Yeah.
So I think it's one of those that it's a pivotal moment.
Okay, so you say you think he's dead. I personally think he's not. And like I said in my What's Next, you guys check it out. And those who have checked it out already, salute to you. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of good views on that, over 1K on that, 1,700 approaching 2K. Definitely watch the What's Next. I say that he's not dead because in that trailer for the next episode, Rock is talking to Lou, and she's looking at Lou one way, and then she's looking at somebody else. She only talks to those two when it comes down to the business. I saw a glimpse inside of the fade. Okay,
is he sitting up and laying down?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Go see it. But Marv is not dead. Marv may have gotten hit, but I believe that Renee is dead. Renee is gone, or she's hid. Maybe she's in a hospital. All right, because these guys can't shoot. The bullet probably was like, it didn't even go through. It didn't even hit the body. You know what I mean? I think that, Marv is still alive. And no spoilers, you know what I'm saying? Like, just go see the synopsis. He's still alive. He's still alive. You know what I mean? So Marv is not dead. But you guys let me know. You let me know your thoughts. You know what I mean? What do you think? You guys think that Marv is dead? Drop it below. You think he's alive? Drop it below and tell us why.
I'm gonna stick to my guns.
Stick to your guns.
even if he didn't die immediately right there on the concrete, I think Marv has to go.
Stick to your guns because somebody got to be wrong. You know what I'm saying? So stick to your stick to your guns. Somebody got to be right and somebody got to be wrong, right? So you might as well stick to your guns, and then we'll see what happens in the next episode. And they'll be like, hey, you know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Listen, none of us always right, none of us always wrong. But yeah, stick to it, and I'll stick to mine, and we'll see. You know what I'm saying? We got the blue and we got the red. We'll see what happens. Okay, family, it's been a pleasure. It's been fun. It's been great. This has been an incredible episode, right, Amy?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. So we're gonna see what happens, man. Yeah, it's about what the war is on. The war is on. As I said in my what's next, the war is on. Like, you trying to take out Marv, and Rock clearly said, no, I'm not going to have my brother killed, Sal. So don't even think about it. You know what I'm saying? My condolences to the family. And he tried it. It's on. It's on. It's on. You know what I mean? So we're gonna see this thing.
See which side Unique chooses, because he's gonna have to pick a side.
Is he? I don't think he does.
There's no neutrality. How can you? There's no neutrality.
I think that he's going to play his cards. I know Sal's going to go to him to ask him to get information about her organization. My thinking is that Unique is waiting for Rock and for Sal and them to destroy each other so he could just walk right through the door. Be like, I'm the new dude. I'm the king on the block. There's no more Rock. There's no more Sal. It's just me. You know what I mean? I'm running the show. That's my thoughts on it. I mean, if I was Unique, that's what I would do. I wouldn't get involved. I was kind of like, yeah, Sal, I'm going to give you information. Then give him a little bit of information, not everything, but just give him little pieces. And then, Rock, you need information on Italians? I'm going to give you a little bit of information, and that's it. And then y'all just going to fight. Done. War's over. Unique is back on top. It's over. Or somebody said this, what was it, 2 streams ago? Somebody said that Unique might put Kanan under his wing the same way Kanan put Tariq under his wing. Very interesting theory, because they're saying that the way that Kanan moved in power is very similar to the way that Unique is moving and raising Kanan. So that's gonna be, if that happens, that would be crazy. That would be crazy for real. Like, if that happens for real. Okay. All right, fam. So this is what we say? You about to say something?
I said we shall see.
We shall see in the next episode of Raising Kanan Power Book 3 Season 2, fam. You already know, fam. So I know I sound like the movie guy. And next on the next episode of Raising Kanan.
You're so silly.
So, family, it's been a pleasure. I appreciate everybody coming through to the live. Shout out to Brillo. Brillo came through, right? DeMarcus Vaughn came through. Shout out to Savannah that came through as well. Thank you again for the donation. Thank you again for your participation. And if you're watching the replay, definitely appreciate you. Absolutely. Again, if you're finding me for the first time, do me a favor, hit me with that subscribe button, and definitely hit us with the likes. If you're finding Amy as well for the first time, again, look in the description. You're going to see her link. Definitely subscribe to her channel. Watch a couple of videos. Absolutely. We appreciate everybody for coming through. Another blazing episode to me. And yeah, you never know. We may get some more guests on, may get some more panelists on. You know what I'm saying? Maybe have Brillo back, Nita back. You know, you never know what happens in the YouTube streets, right? All right. Amy, any last words? Anything you want to say? Any predictions? Anything else?
No, I enjoyed this episode. Episode 9 is gonna have to. If this episode was a 9 for me, 9 is gonna have to be a 10. Like, yeah, I'm ready for it.
Yeah, 9 is going to creep up, and then 10 is going to be like, oh my God, yeah. It's going to be the major cliffhanger in 10.
Major cliffhanger. It's going to be a major cliffhanger.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate you all. Thank you all for your love and support, and absolutely keep it going. Whatever your dreams are, definitely continue to pursue that. No matter what anybody says, you keep doing you. All right, family? Appreciate you all. And until next time, salute.